Bonjour, I'm Christophe Langlois and you're on Visible Banking. Today I'd like to give you an update on my Visible Banking Twitter Watch series where we're tracking over 1,300 accounts from financial institutions in over 60 countries. So this is the top 10. Please note that the data was collected on the 2nd of August 2010, and of course by the nature of Twitter, we know that all those figures and statistics change in real time. So even the ranking may be different as of today. That gives you a good understanding of what's happening out there. Of course, and I hope that you already know what we're doing. I'm always very excited to talk about it because it's totally unique. At Visible Banking, we're benchmarking how financial institutions are leveraging or are trying to leverage social media worldwide. So we do that on 4 key channels, so Twitter, with over 1,300 accounts in over 60 countries, but also Facebook, YouTube, and the blogs. It gives us some unique insights to better understand how those institutions in specific industries, insurance, financial services, asset management, banking, retail, commercial, how those institutions are leveraging social media and how they should be doing it. Because usually 95% of the cases, there's a lot of room to improve. And with those unique insights and a unique knowledge of the industry would help you better engage with your clients and with the market in general on those social media channels. So please reach out. The top 10. It's very exciting this month. Why? Because first of all, it's not all about the US. It's not just about North America. You see here 5 financial institutions from the US and 5 accounts from outside, again, North America. A few in Latin/South America. So you've got Venezuela, you've got Brazil, and you've got Thailand. It's interesting to see that it's probably not the first countries you would think of, thinking about Twitter. But yeah, we've got Thailand and Brazil in the top 10 most followed accounts from financial institutions. Here I put the growth. The growth is from the 1st of January to, again, early August. And we see that American Express have known a huge and a sizable growth in the last 7 months of the year. More than 3 times more followers today than they had on the 1st of January. So quite massive. You see the K-Bank account from Thailand, again, same type of growth, huge. And Open Forum, another American Express account. The non-available, basically I wasn't tracking those accounts on the 1st of January when you see the NA. We see as well, if I come back, that there's only one account totally dedicated to customer support on the top 10. And this is Bank of America Help. So I'll talk about it in a minute. Okay? So now American Express, the first institution to reach 30,000 followers, pretty exciting. What I'm interested in is the following strategy and the updates and the call to action when you check their tweets. Here you see that just a few tweets there, you see that they're engaging. They're basically reaching out to people. They're using Twitter accounts, Twitter usernames to start conversations. So it's not just one way. To give you an idea, they tweeted an average of 10 tweets a day within the last 2 months. So in June and July, 10 tweets a day on average. Call to action, and go to their website, go to specific pages. So good level of click-through rates and increase in conversions as well. So, but great, they start conversations. They're the first in terms of number of lists or listed, more than 1,100 times on the right-hand side if you see it on the screen. Banesco, so I wasn't following them and tracking them in January, but you see 16,000 followers, which is pretty massive. Listed a fair amount of time. Here, what's interesting is the number of following. They don't follow people, so it would be interesting to understand why, what's the logic. I can't tell you the number of tweets they send on average in the last 2 months because I wasn't tracking them in the last 2 months. You see a lot of conversations there, a lot of tweets to other tweets and using username there. So it's good conversations. It's not just one way. Then you've got ING Direct in the US, 13,000 followers, which is very good. Number of tweets here, they tweeted on average in the last 2 months 3 tweets per day. Okay, a mix of conversation, a mix of basically call to action being redirecting people to their social media microsites or social media assets or their website. But they do fairly great, good job actually creating fun microsites, good Facebook pages, and urging people to contribute and to participate basically. K-Bank Live, that's in Thailand, so it's a Kasikorn bank. Okay, most of the content is in Thai, so I would have trouble actually judging the quality of the content. But you can see that usually there's a call to action or URL, which is a good thing. You see the strategy here is pretty much to follow as many people as people following you. And in terms of tweets, they tweet on average, just a bit less on average, of 10 tweets a day in the last 2 months. Another bank in Thailand, 11,000 followers, which is huge again. They're following just a bit under 1,000, so again, different following strategy. They posted on average 16 tweets per day in the last 2 months. And you see here, there's a bit of RT, so retweeting, and a lot of conversation going on. Santander, this is in Brazil, not in Spain. In Spain, there's not much happening, strangely enough. But in Brazil, so again, following follower strategy, pretty much same. So as many followers as people they're following. In terms of tweets, a bit more than 8 tweets a day on average. And you see here, contrary to some of the other accounts, there is no conversation. This is just a snapshot, so I'm not saying it's always like that, but it's interesting to see. There's no conversation, it's more one way based on that screenshot. Open Forum, second account from American Express in top 10. 10,000 followers, again, different following strategy here. In terms of volume of tweets, a bit less than 5 tweets on average within the last 2 months. And you see here they involve people. They relay information, they talk about some specific people and basically create conversations again. It's verified, like the American Express account, so it's worth noting, basically. USAA news, interesting. They were topping my list earlier this year, in January to be exact. We see that they lost a bit of traction. They've known very limited and minimal growth in the last 7 months. They're still very active, social media, but not only social media, online, mobile innovations. Very, very active, so great company. But you see on Twitter, they've posted an average of 0.4 tweet a day in the last 2 months, which means roughly once every other day, which is not enough. Here, interesting is that you see that a USAAB, so you see that, the hashtag, basically they organized a conference for bloggers to introduce them and to showcase them their new innovations, which is very, very clever and very good. Here you see following strategy, not following many people, so that has an impact on your number of followers. Very important. Frequency of content, following strategy, call to action, you'll see that will impact your strategy potentially massively. Bank of America help, again, verified account here, like the American Express ones. You see number of followers, which is very good. Number of tweets is huge. Remember, this is an account dedicated to customer support. And they do a fairly good job, or a very good job, shall I say. They reach out to people. Hence the high number of tweets. On average, in the last 2 months, they tweeted more than 63 tweets per day. But most of those tweets are very, very similar. A huge chunk of them is to acknowledge that they listened, that they're aware, and they want to reach out to those people. Okay? So it's not like totally specific, it's bespoke, and you have to spend hours and hours and hours to send those tweets. No, you listen, you reach out, you get in touch, maybe send a direct message, a bit more private. Call to action could be send someone to a specific part of your site, or go back to telephone and then making sure your customers got a response in a timely manner. Banco Gerador, my best accent again. I wasn't tracking them earlier this year, neither in the last 2 months, so I can't really tell you the number of tweets, the volume, but you see 411, which makes me think that they don't tweet on regular basis. Far from it. They are not following many people. Again, that will have an impact on their capacity to grow their account and the number of followers. This is just a quick snapshot to give you an understanding of what's happening there, to tell you that yes, banks are already and financial institutions are already leveraging Twitter. Most of them are not doing it well because they don't know how to create tweets, the syntax, the call to action, the following strategy. They don't really know how to compare themselves. So what's success on Twitter? Is it just about the number of followers? Clearly not. So those are all the questions actually we respond to, we answer, and that's how we help our clients. We've got a very pragmatic approach to social media in general and to Twitter, and we will help you basically to take your existing initiatives to the next level, or to use Twitter to support other existing initiatives. It could be very specific like customer support or recruitment, HR, or it could be a bit more generic or CSR, marketing, branding, business. We are the only agency in the world to be able to do so. So please reach out, connect with us, telephone, emails, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. I mean, pick and choose. We are pretty much everywhere. So we'd be delighted to help you. Christophe Langlois on Visible Banking in London, UK. Thank you.